on, guys? It's Big Brain. I've got Evija 3.2 stable here. Got pretty much every bug fixed, and it's amazing. There's always something else that can be changed, upgraded, or fixed. And if we find that, or the grandmasters find it, we'll squash it ASAP. But I think the heaviest hurdles have been overcome. What we're trying to do here is create unlimited free instant backtests at a glance with our script that is, it's many, many, many lines of code. By the time it's fully done, it'll be thousands of lines of code. Right now, we're looking at a period of 1 year. We're going to do some config mining with the auto tester. I usually just call it the config miner, so I'm going to show you how that looks. This is exactly 1 year, so let's take a look here. Here is the start date and end date. It's exactly 1 year. This was a hand programmed config. Don't try to reverse engineer any of this stuff because most of the stuff is under the hood. We're going to do a little bit of config mining here. So we're on Matic USDT, 45-minute chart, 421% ROI. This is on full auto. So Evija 3.2 works for any instrument, any time frame, any style or setup or goal that you have. It's made just for you. It works for, it's been created for signal providers and commodity pool operators, but people like, fund managers, treasury departments, and retail traders can all use it alike. If you want more information on Broadview, you can visit broadview.dev, and you can read up on what we're doing, join our groups, come chat with us, whatever you want to do. If you want to get in touch with me directly, it's best to use Discord. So those links are on there. You can check it out and get this in your hands and start doing your own config mining and preparing your own setups. We've got the next bull cycle right around the corner. We are going to be taking a look at the last bull cycle, and yeah. So we're going up to it's right here. So we're going up to right here. And, basically a general rule of thumb, if you're going full auto, when it approaches an all-time high, you just turn it off. And that's what I do, so. I want to look at an area this could do, where there are lots of signals. That way we can see the signals changing. This area is a little dense. This isn't too bad. I kind of like this area, actually. Maybe we'll just look at where the bull cycle ended. It was like a two-prong, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so we'll just look at this section. I'll try and stretch it out. Yeah. So we know where that is. Actually, I'd like to see it. So I guess we'll just squish this a little bit. Okay, we need to keep this up. The equity curve, after fixing all the bugs and getting all the reporting fully integrated with TradingView Strategy Tester, in order to create the instant backtest at a glance, so that everybody can just flip chart to chart. It looks really pretty. It's got more curves in it. It's really cool. It looks totally different, the equity curve. So we need to open this, and then we need to open the TradingView Strategy Finder. I've already got these fields set to 3 rounds. Here's the website if you want to use this tool. And I still want to test it like this. I've got some other more important stuff that I want to config, but I want to start with this. So let's go with this. It says it's only going to take 5 minutes and 18 seconds. I'm using the nice, already tripled it. Nice, nice, nice. That's what we like to see, and then it saves them. These are old. It's junk. We just want these. Sort by best. Yeah, I'm not totally sure why it's not putting this one at the top. Whatever, it's cool. I've got eyes on it. So this is, we're looking at 30x, about 25 to 30x in 1 year. There's 32x in 1 year. That's on Matic USDT, which is pretty nuts. So I'm fully excited for this to take off in this next bull cycle. I mean, what if we hit like $5 or something crazy? That'd be nuts. So it's doing this on autopilot. It's automatically configuring the script, and this is a massive script, and it's only gonna get bigger. But right now with these fields that we're testing, it's not testing the cache handling fields. It's testing the the signal set generation fields. Again, you can pick up more information by joining our Discord, or just visit the website broadview.dev. Watching this here. Let me see what it's saying on time. So it's went up to about 16 minutes. So I don't know if I'm going to time lapse this or not, because I know I've got like 3 more modules. I'm really just going to keep going and configuring this. That way we're not relying on a hand configuration. We're relying on a config mind, an audit, like something the computer has found. I remember the days when I used to create signal suites and do everything by eye. Like I didn't even rely on the TradingView strategy tester because I heard it was unreliable. But some of the grandmasters convinced me to go, start implementing the strategy stuff, and that's when I started working on Evija. And it's been a trip. It's been pretty crazy. So it's not saving these configs because it's below a certain amount that I've set in settings. And in settings you can also set, I'm using Smart Search right now, so it's kind of weighted in how it's doing it. I'm going to have to do it a lot and kind of take a deeper look at what it's doing. So right now it's not going to save anything that's under 1880, like 1889 or whatever I set it to. And I didn't mean to have it set to that at this point, but I'm glad that it is, because it's about right on the money. Could you imagine that, getting 32x on autopilot in 1 year? It's insane. If you did that with like $100,000, what is that? Is that like 3.2 million or what? I'm getting a little old, so my math skills aren't as sharp as they used to be. So if you don't know, this is a signal suite, Broadview Development. My company has kind of, we're kind of coming along and revamping algorithmic trading as a whole. So I design essentially the rails, the trading logic. So I bring together the trading logic, and then the user has full control over the inputs and therefore the outputs. So it's the best way to explain it. This is a signal suite, and it's like a signal set generator. And a signal set is a particular output of signals, buy, sell, that produce a certain ROI, return on investment, over the course of a specified period of historical data. So it's a backtest, and I think a lot of people are still working on backtests and how to do backtests and how to make them reliable. A lot of people won't rely on TradingView's strategy tester. They say it's junk, but I decided to consider that the problems were on our end, the user side. I decided that it was a user error and that TradingView knows what they're doing. So I have since, I took it. I took it on. I took on the beast, and I said, we're going to get our reporting and our internal calculations up to snuff, and we're going to fully integrate with TradingView strategy tester. That way we can do robust config mining. It says it's got 9 minutes left here. This video might get a little bit long, but stick around. This is a good one. There's 3013. So as far as manipulating the signal set, like placement of signals, which is the majority of the settings that it's auto tweaking right now. It's looking like with signal set manipulation, about 3,000 to 3,500 is the highest that we're looking at. By the time it's done, and it could end early saying, we can't find any better configurations. You can download all these configs. It's really cool. And you can get this tool to use in conjunction with our tool from this website. And whether or not you use it monthly, doesn't really matter. You might opt to not even use it, since I'm the one, I've got it and I'm using it myself. Or you might use it because it just depends on, like this tool, the Signal Suite, it's made for any style of trader. So it just depends on what you want to do. There it goes. Now it's sorting it by the top one. So the top right now is 3267.86. Sometimes it's usually this one. The others will show up blank if they're similar. Look, now they're not even organized again. So yeah, this tool has some bugs, but it still works. At some point, I probably will design another one that works with our our scripts because this one it can't check and uncheck boxes, and as far as like the under the hood programming and math, I don't know what it's doing. So at some point I will create one of these for us and everybody in the Discord. Just got to get there because I also want to create a trader-friendly browser called Views. That's going to be a lot of fun. But if you can't tell in my voice, I'm really excited to be at Evija 3.2 fully stable. Because again, there was a time when I was doing all my programming by hand and by eye, and that we did really well back then too because I learned how to eyeball it. But it's so much easier now having the instant reporting. 3267, that's pretty high. Yeah, this looks great. There were times when it said 175, like it would say like 1.8, 1.9 million% ROI. It was just nuts. It was a lot of hard work to get to a point where our reporting would mesh with how the TradingView strategy tester works. It took a lot of hard work to get here where we're at now. And right now, it's like the crux, Now everything is like downhill from here. We're about to get, like I said, I'm about to add a couple thousand lines of code to what's already there. And so it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited. I don't like accounting. I don't like math. I have a genius level IQ and a genius level EQ. And a genius level understanding of ethics and morals, which is important for things like common sense and business. But I don't enjoy math and accounting particularly. And that's basically all that Evija has been about, has been math and just not fun stuff. But we are going to get back to the fun stuff now, essentially. For Evija, Evija is all about strategy code and math and cash handling and, strategy. Well, early stoppage, no improvement. Okay, so now I want to sort by... The next features I'm going to add are trailing take profit with secondary conditions. Okay, so these are all the same. So I'm going to click this one, I think. Okay, cool. All right. I'll just go ahead and download that. Backtest results, cool. Yeah, this is really cool. Okay, so... All right. Okay. Okay, so now what I want to play with are this stuff, the primary strategy inputs. Target take profit, safety order cash scale, percent of available balance for safety order. So I want to do these three. Let me count one. These are not considered fields. So let me take this, and I'm going to delete all of this stuff. And I mean, you could do this forever. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, okay, so that's 23. Okay, so field 23. And I'm going to test between, I'll do increments of 1 is fine. Well, I don't want to take all day. I don't want this video to be super duper long. Okay, so I'll test between 3 and 90 is fine. Actually, I'll go up to 120 because Matic's pretty nuts. No, okay. So adding the next field, 23. So this is 24. We're going to do in increments of... what if I do 0 dot? I'm trying to keep an eye on how much time it's going to take. And I do it between... I got to be careful with this because whatever you set on the between, it's going to start with that. So I don't want it to be testing this field with fields down here that just make the ROI bunk. So, I'm going to do 0 dot 3. And I'll look at that in a second when I add the next field to make sure that's what I want to do. And then I'm actually going to do 4.5, I think. Add this field, and I'm kind of going to do the same thing, I think, and then I want to just look at it in increments of 0.03, and I think like the same thing. But, you know, when I click start, it's going to set these two to 0.3. And so that's not going to use very much capital. And so the ROI is going to be low while it's testing other stuff. But since we're only doing 3, I could just do it anyways and get a good look, because I don't fully understand how Smart Search works yet. They didn't provide, I don't think, enough information, and I don't think English is their main language. So let's just see what this does. Okay, you see how it set it to 3, 0.3, and 0.3, and you see how it was really low? It might test it, and then it might go back. All it says is that Smart Search is weighted. It does it in a weighted way, and it makes it, it cuts down on the data mining time. This says it'll take an hour. It's a long time. Look, I mean, that is a big deal. For it to be at 1843, but the cache scaling isn't up, I mean, it's not using very much cache, and it's still able to... But then again, we're talking like percent return. Man, we're just going to have to keep going. I know that the best decision for these is going to be higher. Wow, okay, 4,000. This is a big deal. These 3 settings are massive. It's your cache handling, 5466. So it'll keep, with the way Smart Search, that I understand how it works thus far, it's going to keep the best setting here, okay, 94, 91, and then it's going to go in here and change these around. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. 12,000% ROI in a year. So it's going to keep the best setting. So this is going to take a long time. We're kind of testing it in small increments. Can I change these now? Oh, the time just went down. And then it went back up. Okay, yeah, I can change these now. Now it's really cut down on the... So this should move in increments of 0.3 instead of 0.03. And I almost went to change this to 0.09 instead. But we'll just leave it where it's at now and see what it does. So we'll go down here, we'll do sort by best. Right now it's 10,000. Well, there's 12,000. Yeah, we're going to have to wait until it's done and then sort by best. This one says it's only going to be 15 minutes. And now it should... So the best was 66, I think. Okay, yep. See now, and it's... Yep, alright, it works. So you can change the inputs while it's testing. You don't have to stop or restart. And it could be best for you to test these in different orders, like, do field 25, 24, and then 23. Try them in different orders, try a bunch of different stuff, and see. This is a signal suite that can produce unlimited signal sets, so it's completely diverse. 12,609, and that's just in a year, right? Yeah. See, it's 1 year. And this would be full auto DCA over that period of time. Over that 12 months. Got 11 minutes here. I want to let it do its thing. I'll be right back, but I don't think I'm going to time-lapse the video. Just let you guys watch the full thing. It could end early, though, and it probably will. So I'm going to stick around here. It'll probably end early. And then I can test. Let's see, what do I want to do next? I want to test the volume scaling, which that needs to be changed more to cache scaling. So we're going the direction of calling it cache scaling and not volume scaling. There's kind of an error with 3 commas where They call it volume scaling, but it's actually cache scaling. Volume is the number of units or contracts, but not the cache. So you see the signals aren't changing right now, because we're testing the strategy, the primary strategy inputs, and that's cache handling. And then we're gonna do some ROC, rate of change based volume scaling. We gotta count what fields those are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. See, it's gone back to testing that. Sort by best. This one. 66. Let's see, this should be different. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to do 25, step size 0.3, 0.3, and 4.5. Then I'm going to delete that, and then it'll test 24. So I'm testing it in reverse. Let's see if that'll work. So we're looking at just these two, and it should test this one first. There it goes. Just watching the results here. So it's doing a loop. It's on round 2, so it's testing this again. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So 17, 18, and 19. Okay. 17, 18, 19, says 0 steps. I don't know why it says that. Unless I counted wrong or something. Count this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so it shouldn't be wrong. Maybe it's just I missed this. Or these aren't filled in yet. That increment, I want to start negative. Yeah, we'll do that. Step size 0.3. We'll do negative 0.3 and negative 4.5. Okay, so this is just 3 minutes. Looking for something over 12,000, you know, and you can download all of this, all of your back tests. This is how this module works. Is pretty, it's in depth. So, you know, stuff is going to take multiple mining sessions, but we're essentially doing tons of data mining at home. And it'll be even better when I create, you know, my own tool to do it. You know, it'll be one click to start. It'll be able to check and uncheck boxes, and it'll test things in a systematic way that's really good, and that it's hands off, and the reporting will be really good. So, but one thing at a time. First things first is the trading logic. I don't think the deep backtesting is ready yet, but I think that's for more like long periods of data, which, I mean, it can work for crypto, but we're at the point of global adoption, and so the market, the bull cycles are full market acceptance cycles, and so yeah. Alright, it says it's going to take 9 minutes, and it's on round 1, so I'll be right back. Alright, she's still doing her thing. Are we still recording, or am I just talking to myself? Oh, it says we're good to go. Hopefully my computer doesn't crash, because that happens. Don't move a muscle. Should be about done. When it's done, I'll cut the video, start a new video. So yeah, it's not, the config miner's not totally up to snuff in my opinion. We'll make another one, but this works for now. You know, we're always working with what we got. These equity curves are so much different, it's so cool. They used to be inverted, and now they're extroverted. It's almost done here. There we go. And I want to test just these two. And I'm going to test them in reverse like I did the other one. So you see, you gotta be smart with it. You gotta be smart with the smart search. Alright, let me cut the video and start a new one. Okay. I'm back. So now, like, the last thing that I want to do is I want to look at 19, 0.3, negative 0.3, and negative 4.5. I'm going to delete this, and then, yeah, so it should test this bottom one first. It didn't work how I wanted it to. 17, 18, 19. It's 23 hours. Yeah, that's not right. Let me download these. Try this again. Let me try 18 and then 19. I don't know why it's doing that. 13,377. Okay. Back up. For whatever reason, it's having trouble. Maybe if I do these. Yeah, does that work? And then let me change this back to 19. Okay, and then 18, and then go from there. It's having some trouble. Let me, I think I got all this saved. Let me, remove all entries. It should be changing these, but it's not. Okay. It's having some trouble, I think, working with negative values. This is 0 out of 0 steps. It's having some trouble with the negative values. So these might have to be done by hand. I want to do -2. It might be that they're in decimals. -3. Might make it go down. Oh, no, it's about good. I think that's okay. Turn it off. Okay. Let me, it won't use that unless the first one's ticked. Okay, let me look at what it did. So it exits right there at the top, which that's it's just the near the ATH, so you'd be clear to pull out anytime up here. And once I add the trailing take profit, these could, they could be set, but then it could end up here, even if the take profit, is here, because, with the way a trailing take profit works. This is about where it starts. Profits here, profits here. What is it? 68. Yeah. It's doing some signal skipping, but with the way it scales, that's not such an issue. Kind of works out in our favor. I just don't know why. Oh, because of the, perhaps the amount it wanted to spend or something? I'm not totally sure. I'm not totally sure. Most of the signal skipping should have been fixed, but like I said, it's not that big of an issue. So it should have taken these, but it might not have. But it shouldn't have counted this as number 15. And that matters for the internal calculations. Still really good. I mean, it's still the same ROI, but it's supposed to count these. And so we'll have to figure out why it didn't do that. But still the same. Yeah, see, it's not introducing cash from outside. It's not having any NAND values. Still really good. I mean, still incredible. For whatever reason, though, it's skipping these. And that's I doubt that that's on TradingView's side. It's got to be on our side, so I got to get in and fix it. You still want, it works really well because, this 15, it's a multiple that it uses. But you still want this capital going to work for you. I mean, it's good because everything is lower. It all works out, but we still want capital being deployed on these signals because that's the way it's supposed to work. But it's looking really good. Like I said, it's all downhill from here. All the hard stuff has been done. It's looking good. So I'll have to look at why it still does, why it counts some signals, even if it skipped them, because that changes the multiplier, and why it would skip signals at the beginning. I think I know why. Give me a second to take a look at the code here, and I'll be right back. Okay, never mind. I don't think it made an error. I didn't see that there was another blue signal here. So this is probably just the change pass. Like it didn't go down enough. That's so funny to see now. The equity curve is entirely different from what it used to be. It used to be inverted and now it's extroverted. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, so um, so this is 1,000 would be 10x. So 14,000 would be 140x. Is that right? 140x in 1 year. So if you use this on the last bull cycle with this configuration, you'd have made 140x on autopilot. That's pretty crazy. I'm really excited. The only thing is it counts. This is technically the first safety order in this series, but it's counting these. In the series. That doesn't change that the ROI is so great. But I still want that to say 1. Or do I? Yeah, I do, because I want everything to be perfect. So give me a minute and let me look at that. So this is a problem area. This shouldn't say 20, it should say 1. So let me look at that and then I'll be back. Okay, I figured it out. It wasn't an error, and I like the way that it's set up. You see it here, where it's safety order 1. When you turn on this ignore signals over threshold 1, it wipes those out, it ignores them, and then it goes ahead and starts it at safety order 18, which I do want it to still do that. So we've done it. We are at a complete, stable version with realistic but still insane ROIs. All of the cache handling stuff looks good. You know, from my point of view, it looks like it's okay to start doing robust config mining. Take a look at the list of trades here. I know this stuff's already going to check out. Man, math is so weird. Spent goes down to 249. Spent and cumulative spending are so good. But then it scales back up. I mean, the script is so big and complicated now. It probably has something to do with the volume scaling, the change-based volume scaling. Looks good. It's not spending more than it has. That's awesome. $15, $20, $17, $14, $12, $10. And it doesn't go below $10 because that's typically the exchange minimum. $55 of available balance cash on hand. Average, still at a penny, and this truncates, so it rounds, so it's, you know, less than a penny is the position average on this series. Yep, it didn't spend more than the initial balance. It all checks out, so it's good to go. We're good to go. This is sick. Went from $10,000 to $822,000. Sheesh. This is exciting, man. We're gonna be rich. It took so much hard work to get here, man. You don't understand how hard it's been. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, yes. Yes. This equity curve is bonkers. Rip. I love it. Oh, I'm so excited for this bull cycle. It's going to be nuts. Okay. All right, guys, that's it. Take care.